Hi, I'm Richard Marquina. And by the way, this is take 10 for all of you that know or didn't know. Here you go. I'm going to show you how to make ceviche today. To my left, I have my cod. You can use any white fish, but cod is typically the easiest one to find around here. Red onions, finely sliced. We have the ginger. We have cilantro, jalapenos, bell peppers. Bell peppers are usually not in the recipe, but we're going to use those for decorations later. We also have amarillo. This is ají amarillo, which is a Peruvian sauce, spicy, so careful how much you use of that. We have cumin, salt, and pepper, and we have garlic. Now on the side of that, we have key limes, which this is actually used in Peru because of the taste from it. I don't know that personally because I've never eaten them, but we're going to find out. Next to those, we have the jalapeno and the serranos, and they're formed. And you can tell by the colors that this is going to be very hot. So when you guys are doing this, make sure you pick the right ones, depending on your taste level. Then I also have the lemons over here. So with that, oh, and I have my lemon juice because it would take me probably 4 hours to squeeze out 50 lemons. So I'm going to move on to cutting up the fish. I have a couple pieces left. I wanted to show you guys how to do this. So you want to cut it in 1-inch cubes. It just cooks better in the lemon juice. Tastes better when you're eating it. You don't get grossed out while you're eating it. So as I do this, just see if you can smell what's cooking in my kitchen. So once you get these all cut up, you put it in the pan, and you're getting ready to marinate. Sorry, dead air, but I don't have anything to say to you guys right now, so just hold on a second. Alright, so now that we got that in the pan, I'm going to add the garlic. Typically you want to put this in a half hour before you put the lemon juice in, but we don't have that kind of time, so we're doing it on the fly. And the recipe that I gave you guys should show you the amounts, but you go off of your own taste, not just what I'm telling you to put. You're going to have to try it and see what you like. Some people like a lot of garlic. Some people don't like any garlic. They're mostly vampires, but that's fine. So we're going to put a little bit of this ginger in. This is actually kind of a lot, if you can see that. You don't want to put that much, because if you do, it's going to be very gingery, and you'll definitely know what's in there. So I put probably a 1/4 teaspoon in there, just because I don't know how much it's going to taste like ginger. So I just want to make sure it's not overpowering. You can always add stuff later. We're going to move on to the salt and pepper and the cumin. Now cumin is my favorite, and that's why I have a lot. But you can add as much as you want or as little as you want. The salt, if you're looking at your recipe, it's about maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon. You can add more if you want. Right now you could just dump this in there, but I'm just making sure it gets spread all over the place. And then once it's all in there, then we'll mix this and then dump the rest. Just so that way we're getting good coverage. That's probably enough for right now. Now if you want more, you can always add the rest of that. Next what we're going to do is we're going to add the lemon juice. Like I said, do this a half hour with the garlic before you add this, but we don't have that kind of time, so we're just going to add it now. Technically it doesn't matter what order you put this in, just depends on what you like or what you've cut up already. And just make sure that your fish is submerged. You don't want it sticking out or else it won't cook. Now, take your spoon and kind of just mix it around a little bit. That way you get all those flavors, fusion of the flavors in there. And you kind of just let that happen. So So moving on, we want to do some of the jalapenos because you want to get those in pretty quick just because they're delicious and you're kind of going to get an idea of how hot it's going to be later. Well, sooner than later. And like your directions, or my outline says, it takes about 3 hours minimum for the fish to be ready. And remind you, this is jalapenos and serranos, not just jalapenos. And you can actually slice these a little bit more fine than that. Right now it's just to show you guys how to do it. I'll make this better once you guys are done watching me. And I'm going to leave that in there right now. That's for you, Miss Newsom. So squeezing these lemons in, use a strainer just because of all the seeds that come out. Anybody knows that squeezed lemons, there's always seeds. So you don't want those in there because people eat it and they'll probably choke on it, especially if you have younger people that don't know how to chew. And it's liability waiting to happen. So I'm not going to do all of these right now. I'll do that after the video because I don't have that much time. But you get the idea. Strain it out and then make it happen. Now these key limes are interesting. I'm just going to do them in little slices because like I said, I don't know really what they taste like. I'm assuming they taste just like limes, but I don't know. So just to be on the safe side, we're going to cut them in rounds and then people can pick them out if they don't want them. That's just kind of give it a little flair. Again, I'm not going to go through all of these because I don't have time. The next thing I want to do is the onions. Like I said, this is in no particular order. I'm just doing what I'm doing because it's very hard to do stuff on TV apparently. So all those cooking shows you watch, I am very impressed by them now. If you notice, the onions are really finely sliced, and that's because one, they'll break down a little bit easier and they taste better. And if you don't like onions, you probably will if you cut them this thin. And everybody I have or eats ceviche around me loves onions. So we're going to put all these in there and we're just going to make it happen. You know, like I said earlier, you just got to do it sometimes and make things work. Now me personally, I don't like onions, but in ceviche, it's not too bad. So, take your spoon, mix that up a little bit just because you want to get those onions soaking, get those jalapenos mixed in there a little bit, and then start that blend of flavor. Again, I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to make sure that these are somewhat submerged. You're going to notice your lemon juice will go down because your fish is already absorbing it, along with all the ingredients you put in there. So you might have to add more as you're going, but it's up to you. Next we got the cilantro. This one's only a half a bunch. Again, it's on personal preference. Do you like a lot of cilantro or do you not like cilantro? If you don't like cilantro, you probably won't like ceviche, but if you do, then add as much as you want. The more the better, because this stuff smells amazing right now. Wish you guys could smell it, but sorry. Smell-o-vision is not made yet. Moving on to Amarillo. So Amarillo is kind of tricky. One, you gotta mix it, right? So that way it's pourable. I don't know what the correct term is for that, but pourable sounds good. And always wash stuff. Watch your cross-contamination and all that jazz. When you're done, make sure you clean up your area. I'm doing 1 tablespoon right now because this stuff is hot. And if you're not careful, you'll find out about it later. So I'm just going to add a little bit of lemon juice, kind of break it down, make it watery. I don't know what, more liquidy. Pretty sure that's a word. Has anybody had ceviche? raise your hand. I can't see you. So anyways, we're going to pour this in, and it's going to be delicious, that's for sure. So that's that. Now I just kind of mix it up again. Make sure it's all those ingredients are getting mixed, so that way, you know, you're getting that flavor all the way through the whole dish. Man, it smells delicious. You guys are missing out. Another thing is, if you're making this, you want to serve it the same day. You don't want to let it sit. That's not my rules. I'd eat it probably 3 days in a row, but if you ever Google this stuff or look it up online, it says serve in the same day. So keep that in mind. You don't want to make people sick, but if it's yourself eating it, then that's your choice. Eat it all you want. As you can tell, my lemon juice went way down. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's definitely getting sucked up by the fish and everything else. So now, I believe we're done with that for now. So I'm just going to let that sit. TV magic. It's not going to be done during this video, but give me a couple hours. Maybe I'll take a picture of it, post it later. So just hold on a second. Get over here. So in here, I need a plate. I'm just going to show you this real quick because, again, I don't know how much time I've spent, but I'm pretty sure it's been a lot. So when you're plating this stuff, one, this is sweet potato. So I've cut it in rounds. You'll see that. I don't know if you'll see that in the ingredients of my recipe. I don't think so. But if you do it, this is how it's supposed to look. You can take the peel off. Once you get that in there, we also have, I'm so glad this pan is not hot anymore because I just grabbed it, so thank you. But you got your little rounds of corn. So my first time cutting corn, the juice sprayed everywhere and there's a big yellow mess. So just to let you guys know, be careful when you're cutting that. I don't know if you're supposed to cut it when it's cooked or before it's cooked. Before it's cooked is really messy, just to let you know. I'm going to sacrifice this one just to show you what it's going to look like. It's not done. TV magic didn't work. But basically, that's what it's going to look like. So now, for the final touches, when you're doing this, if you guys do make it, bring it in. I want to try it. Just make sure it's the same day because I don't want to get sick. But you add a little bit of color to it. Everything's better with color. And I'm just going to cut this real quick. So much for the seed thing. This has seeds in it, so don't eat that. But as you can see, you can make it look like a little fancy dish if you want. So there you have it. That's your ceviche. It will cook in, like I said, 3 hours. You should be good. Other than that, if you have any questions, well, ask the guy in the room because I can't answer them right now. Thank you.